At the same time that Peg McGinnis is starting her course in October 1965, Arthur King is also being interviewed at Spring Grove to see if LSD might help him. Otts, as he is usually called, is a college dropout who twice got to the eve of final exams and then got drunk instead. He also drank his way through the service, a succession of jobs, and a series of half-hearted cures, with no results but a growing sense of defeat.
Well, I was living with my family, my wife and 3 children in South Baltimore. I'd been drinking quite heavily right before I came into the hospital. I went to the family doctor and he gave me some pills and he asked me to go home and take them and just relax. And I told him I was afraid to go home. I didn't want to go home and I wasn't going to go home. And he said why, and I couldn't explain why.
Now, about when you were a kid, what was it like around the house? What was it like with your mother and father?
Well, we got along very well. My father was just a regular, hard-working individual. He didn't smoke, he didn't drink. My mother was approximately the same way, although I did see her smoke once or twice, and occasionally she took a mixed drink.
Was she the kind you could get close to?
Well, she and I were very close. As a rule, she didn't get along too well with the neighbors. There seemed to be a lot of arguments with the neighbors, but within the household, we got along very well.
How do you get along with your wife when you're drinking heavy?
Well, she would argue with me at first, and then she gave up on that. And once she locked me out, and I broke the door down. She threatened maybe to leave or something like that. That didn't faze me. I didn't care. It's not that I didn't care for her. It's just that if she wanted to leave, I just told her there was the door. Go ahead and leave. But she stuck by me, and she hasn't left.
Otts, do you consider yourself an alcoholic?
Yes, sir, definitely. It's caused me a lot of trouble in the past, and at this point I feel that I haven't really accomplished anything, and I'd like to start over.
All right, now I want you to take all 9 blocks and make this design.
The weeks-long process of preparing for LSD therapy includes a battery of psychological tests. This is part 1 in a before and after record of intelligence and emotions. There is no passing or flunking this test. The question that really interests some researchers is this: will Ott's IQ score change after he has had LSD? They've been struck by the fact that in many cases there is a notable improvement, a greater facility to remember or to reason. But why, they cannot be sure. It may be the drug, it may be the psychotherapy that is the basic part of the treatment at Spring Grove.
Okay, Peg, let's try to put together what we know now. What the situation was like in childhood. Your father was really
psychotherapy, the talking cure derived from Freud. The patient freely associating ideas, dreams, memories under the guidance of the therapist until underlying conflicts are identified, brought to the surface, and faced directly. The therapist is Dr. Sanford Unger, a psychologist trained in the treatment of mental disorders.
Vowed to be strong and not to need. And this was your image. Now, think back to the time when you're married now to Willie, and I guess Cammy and Bill are born. You know.
Okay.
What did you think of yourself?
First word comes up. First word is fake. Not consciously. That's the first word that came up.
Now, do you feel you felt this back then?
I may have. I don't remember that I felt that way. So it may be that I feel that way now, knowing that I was afraid and it was paper doll house. My father used to call me a faker. Just remembered it. When I was little. I used to spell it F-A-K-I-R. To my favorite faker, he wrote in a book once.
What was fake?
I don't know. Because I didn't, The person I'd created. That was fake.
The perfect world.
Yeah, sure.
The storybook family.
Yeah.
Peg, are we playing a game now?
No, hell. Mm-mm.
Tell me more about what you're thinking.
'Cause it's ugly. I don't know. I'm saying what I honestly think right this minute. Reality is without beauty. Is it? I don't know. This is what I feel.
My relationship with other people is not a close one, as we've discussed before. It's more of a loner type of thing, and yet I like people. I want to be around people. I want to be a part of them, but I don't feel deeply towards them. I try, but I don't.
Has there ever been anyone you have felt deeply close to?
Well, certainly my children, my wife.
But you do feel then not apart from them, not alone?
I feel a part of them, but maybe I don't always show them as much affection as I should. I make the attempt, but
it doesn't come off.
It doesn't. Right. That's it.
And it leaves you again with this sense of isolation.
Right.
Is it?
That's it exactly.
It takes 15 hours of this intensive probing, an hour or two a day, before Peg will be ready to confront her own problems, the fears she has carried since childhood, under the different light, the strange dimension of LSD.
There may be moments when you feel as if your own boundaries are dissolving, as if somehow you're merging into the universe.
Is it like dying?
This is not like dying, but you may feel, in fact, that, my God, I'm dying.
Oh, I felt that before.
Well, if you feel this way, die, Peg.
Yeah.
You're not dying.
Well,
And as a matter of fact,
of that. I felt it before.
if you feel that you are dying, also know you'll feel reborn.